Hey everybody, welcome once again. I am Rebel, and today I'm going to talk to you about deleting overwhelm. And this topic came up because once again I was sifting through my Twitter feed as I was in the gym, and I saw yet another article about X number of mistakes that somebody makes and you want to avoid. And this particular one, I believe, was 7 mistakes a social media manager does not want to make on Instagram. And it occurred to me, wait a minute, I see this all the time. It could be Facebook, there's Instagram, there's Snapchat, there's Musical.ly, there's all the other ones. And every single aspect of them, they have X number of steps you got to take to do things right, and probably 5 times as many different things you can do wrong. And it occurred to me how this is not a real good thing for you as a marketer. Why? Well, first of all, you'll hear me say time and time again, think for yourself. There are coaches, there are mentors, there are books, there are blogs, there's all kinds of stuff you can get information. That's fine. You still must think for yourself. So here's the exercise. You take the 5 top people that you surround yourself with, you could be books or magazines, whatever they say nowadays, and these people are what you're going to turn out like in 5 years or whatever, and then you list them in order of the likelihood that they'll pay your rent if you sent them an email asking them for money. It takes the average person roughly 0.05 seconds to realize, well, these people aren't going to pay my rent. Blah. You hear that? That's the voice, what do they call that? The tone, where everybody's, whoa, oh, the light bulb comes on. Guess what? They're not going to pay your rent. Why are you listening to them? And what happens is you get caught up in this. You see it every day. Get a coach, get a mentor, model somebody, follow somebody, do what this guy says, do what that guy says, read all the time so you'll learn. And hardly anybody's telling you to think for yourself once you gather that information. What does that have to do with overwhelm? Well, if you're listening to any number of people and they all have different opinions on every subject, and they each have opinions on 100 different subjects, and each subject has 10 different areas that they can have opinions on, and there's 10 different opinions on those, you can see very clearly that there's this huge, massive, enormous amount of information, and you don't know what to do with it. And welcome overwhelm. That's what normally causes it. There's probably something else, but I don't know what it is. The reason you're overwhelmed is because you do not know what to do. Now, even if you have this incredible marketing system, the one we have is freaking amazing, it's awesome, and still there's little gaps in it. Like I was talking about, you got to fill in the gaps in video number 2, I think I did. And you have to fill those in, right? You can have the most amazing system, but if you don't know what to do with it, which is market it, you're kind of sunk. That's why I say over and over, you must focus on one media, one platform, one method. Narrow things down is how you get very good at one thing. Everyone wants to be that guy that people go to. Well, consider if you only know as much as the average person about anything, no one's coming to you. And the only reason you'll know more about one particular area is if you focus on that and continuously think about it all the time. When you think about it all the time, get on back to The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles and The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. In those things, what you think about all the time is what you become. You plant the seed in your mind, it must grow, and it must give you back what you plant. You can't plant corn and get out an apple tree. Same thing for your mind. So see how this all ties together and what it all has to do with overwhelm. If you've chosen the one system, okay, you've got that. And if you've chosen how you do things. Say it's video, since I'm using video right now. And then say you've chosen a platform, and let's go ahead and call it Facebook, since here we are. And then you have a message. And it's the message. Don't look outside for somebody to tell you how to tell a story. Use what you got. What you know is good enough. Take your own personality and your own mind. Think for yourself. And you have principles, you have values, and you know how they're going to work. And you take an action and you do it, and then you tell other people what happened. That method right there, it sounds so simple. But if you're worried or thinking about, oh, I got to post over here and I got to post over there, and this one has a picture of this size and this one has a video for that long, you'll go nuts trying to figure all that out. And the reason I call this deleting overwhelm is because you simply delete things until you get focused down to basic things that you must do in a simple way, and you just keep doing it. And that's also what kills consistency, by the way. If you got this whole plan made out and eventually it falls apart because you don't realize the amount of effort you're taking upon yourself, you're far, far better off to take massive action in one particular direction and keep on doing that. When you do it that way, you will become an expert. People will come to you for your opinion on those things, and all of a sudden, it's like things start to change for you. People are coming to you. They're sharing what you've got to say because they resonate with it, because you've got it down. You can't do anything for any length of time without getting better at it, which is another reason why you focus. Because the more you do one thing, the better you'll get at it. How many concert pianists do you know that play the trombone? None. That's because they play the piano, not the trombone. You know, if they could get real good at playing the piano, but they're going to be less good if they're diverting some of their time, attention, and energy to the trombone. And when you think about marketing, you could sit here and go nuts just thinking about all the different places you can post stuff, let alone different media and so on. So there's the deal. Yeah, I know people say winners never quit and quitters never win. I'm here to say that's wrong, because I'm the one that's going to tell you only quitters win. Because if you have an infinite number of choices, the best choice is to quit down to one. Choose, focus, drive on. That's how you delete overwhelm, and you can start using that today. Quit trying to do everything and just decide. And I'm going to tell you one more time. If it takes you a week, to choose to plan any single action, you're still going to be better off than running straight up in like the guys that say, well, you got to do something. You should be doing something. Listen, sometimes the best thing to do is nothing. And while you're doing nothing, think about what you ought to be doing. And when you pick it, focus, drive on. That's all I got for today. I'm Rebel. I hope you're having a fantastic day wherever you are. Keep on keeping on. I'm out.